Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is a reaction video for the third episode of Season 1 of Stargate SG1 called The Enemy Within. You can check out the full reaction for this video on my new Patreon channel. Check out the link in the description below. Last time we saw aliens come through the mothballed Stargate on Earth, take one of the few guards in the room and kill the others. Colonel O'Neill was once again recalled and had to explain that he didn't actually blow up the Stargate on the other planet and that Daniel Jackson is still alive. The Colonel was sent back through the Stargate along with Dr. Samantha Carter, who is an Air Force captain and Stargate expert. They find Daniel, Shah-Ray and Skara. Daniel explains that they have been watching the Stargate and no one has actually travelled through it. Daniel takes them to a great room which is full of coordinates to other Stargates, meaning that the aliens could have come through the gate from any location. Meanwhile, the aliens come through this Stargate on the planet and take Skara and Shah-Ray captive. Daniel returned to Earth, and thanks to one of the soldiers who saw the address the aliens used to leave, the team mount a rescue operation. We learn that some of the aliens are called Jafar, and they have snake-like aliens inside them called Goa'uld. I've been practicing that for ages. These aliens can enter a human body and take control of them to live out their lives. One of them had done this to Shah-Ray. Daniel, Jack and Samantha were captured and kept in the same location as Skara and other prisoners. Skara was taken away and the guards went to shoot the rest of the prisoners, but Jack pleaded with one of the guards to let him help the people, and he turned on his own people to help Jack fight off the other guards. When they all escape, Jack tells the guard, who we learn is called Teal'c, that he can come with them. As they all return to the gate, we see Shah-Ray and Skara, now under control from the snake-like aliens, go through the gate. Fighting off the attacking soldiers, the team send the escaped prisoners through the Stargate to Earth with them. But before passing through the Stargate, we see one of the aliens pass into Kowalski, who was on the mission, and he also appeared in the film as well. As they all return, we see the Stargate's new shield in action, as it repels soldiers that have fallen through. Jack then tells the General that Teal'c should join his SG1 team for future missions, and we are left seeing Kowalski's eyes glow from being taken over by the alien. So let's see what happens in this first episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1. I still think it's ridiculous them putting that soldier on the team.
You know, I'm kind of partial to P3575. If you don't mind taking P38577.
No, I'll take 577.
I'm not married to it.
That's very military to assign these different places those long letters and numbers. They're not giving them names. They have like a, what would it be, like a catalogue number kind of thing. That's very military. Oh, someone's coming in.
And those builds are persistent.
I think we pissed them off.
Shield up.
Closing the iris.
Iris.
Set the base auto destruct countdown at 3 minutes.
Blimey. That's last resort. I thought nothing could pass through. That thing said incoming traveller. So does that mean someone was travelling through before the both ends were open? Interesting. That shield, the iris that they have, is very cool. Kind of been cheap, the effects for this. Yeah, looks really good. Oh, and Kowalski was talking very freely then and joking with the Colonel. He's got one of those things inside him. So that kind of implies... Oh, I was going to say the personality of the person survives, but that doesn't quite make sense. He wouldn't be as joking, and if it was him as a person, he would say something's wrong. He would be saying there's a problem, surely. Oh, I don't quite understand that.
I'm not going anywhere as long as the ghouls keep up these attacks.
So they keep doing it. So they've been constantly trying to come through, but that shields, each thud was someone or something coming through the Stargate and not making it through. Yeah, that's pretty horrible, but it seems to be working.
Radiation team, move in.
Ah, so they're just checking. They don't know what could have been sent through.
You don't think the ghouls are sending people through, do you?
Be like bugs on a windshield.
Yeah.
Team reports all clear, sir.
So they were checking. So some sort of bomb had been sent through, and obviously whether it was a radiation. So by opening the shield, that might unleash any radiation. Although once the Stargate has, the connection has gone, the back of the gate would be open, so any radiation would leak out the back anyway. So that seems a bit weird.
Start the countdown.
Yeah, don't forget to do that. So is he not aware it's inside him? You can see this, the shield moves.
So this iris is gonna hold, right?
Yeah.
Pure titanium, less than 3 micrometers from the event horizon. It won't even allow matter to fully reintegrate.
So this iris is gonna hold, right?
So she said that the shield is so close to the opening of the event horizon of the thing that whatever's coming through doesn't even reform. So it's literally just like a, I suppose, energy hitting. It's not like a physical person hitting the shield. It's just they'll never know what it was. It's just the energy being spurted out and hitting the back of the shield. So at least they don't know that they're being squashed. And it probably means there's no blood and gore either, which I think I said in the last episode. I thought there would be. Okay. So yeah, there wouldn't be any. I was going to say there wouldn't be any radiation, but I suppose. Oh, I don't know quite how that all works. So I wonder what they are sending through. If they are sending people. I mean, if they're sending people, the people never come back or report back what's happened. So they must assume that they're all dead, and then they keep sending more people. Or if they're sending bombs, again, they wouldn't know they have or haven't worked, so they just keep sending bombs? Don't quite know. What was that thing on his head?
I'm rejecting your request to have Teal'c join SG1.
Yeah.
It wasn't my choice. Colonel Kennedy is en route from the Pentagon right now. He'll be asking your friend some questions.
Forever.
What we're up against, troop strength, technology.
Absolutely.
He's carrying the larval form of a hostile and very formidable enemy inside his body.
I hadn't even factored that in. Just the knowledge alone would mean he would never be allowed out. But yeah, the fact that he also has an alien inside him, he would just be a lock and key forever.
What kind of tests are we talking about?
Yeah, probably not nice ones.
I don't think he saved the lives of my team or came over to our side so we could become a damn guinea pig for U.S. military intelligence.
But it doesn't mean you give him the keys to everything either.
I promise Teal'c will be treated with dignity and respect for as long as he remains a guest of this facility.
Yeah, I actually do believe that he would be treated with respect at that facility. But as he then said, once he leaves the facility, yeah, I think horrible things will happen to him, unfortunately. That is realistic. And he doesn't like it any more than Jack does.
The people from Chulak.
We sent the last of them back through the gate just before the ghouls started knocking at the door.
Okay, so in the last episode they were captured, but they all escaped thanks to him. And then they all went back to Earth, but they've sent them all back through the gates to their homes. So they're all gone, because I don't know where the facility was designed to cope with refugees. But he remains locked up.
They will believe their weapons have destroyed you. They will not send warriors through for some time to make sure of your destruction.
So they're sending bombs through, basically, and they're sending bombs through, then more bombs and more, assuming that each load of bombs is working. They're just basically bombing the hell out of them, and they assume it's worked. And obviously they're not going to send soldiers through if they think that the bombs are working, because it will be a fiery mess at that end. So yeah, that makes sense.
Am I a prisoner?
Yes.
Yeah.
I understand.
He's a man of few words.
I will pledge my allegiance to this world.
To be honest with you, I think they're scared of you.
Yes. So what is that on his head? I mean, it looks kind of metallic. It looks like something physically stuck there. I assume it represents who he is, his position, because he was like the head of the guards, I think. Not sure. I'm assuming we'll find out more about that.
I saw you stand up to a god. You refused to kill. I saw you make that decision.
Yeah, but you haven't seen what he's done in the past, the times he hasn't refused to kill, which must have happened for him to be in the position that he was in. Does one good deed wipe out all the bad ones he's done in the past?
I will prove my allegiance, O'Neill.
The way he refers to him as O'Neill.
And these headaches, Major, they started when you came back from your last mission.
Surely there'd be a hole where that thing went in.
Notice what?
Oh! Ooh.
Major!
Oh, blimey. So he doesn't know it's inside him, but it then just took control of him and looks like killed the Doctor. So that does mean that the personality of the person survives. I find it odd that he didn't know it was inside him, though, unless it's withholding that or blocking it from him. I don't know how much control it has, but it does look like the personality of the person is still in there, which means that Skara and Shara might still exist. And can it be removed? And if it is removed, is that it? Does the person still... are they okay then? Don't know, lots of questions.
It's sort of like a
Telephone.
Yes. Yeah.
In order to get back home, all you have to do is dial
Dial the number. That's what I've been saying. It's exactly like and that symbol, that diagram that she was doing on the board is the same one, the box or the cube with the dots that Daniel from the film drew in the film.
Page Colonel O'Neill and General Hammond to the embarkation room now.
Yes, ma'am.
You think there'd be people in the control room though watching that as well? Because they were in the room above the control room.
Hey, we got a sick man here. Where the hell is he?
So where's that doctor? Or body of the doctor?
Dr. Nimzicki was supposed to be on call.
Huh. So we stuffed him somewhere.
A little more than a headache, Doc. Just had a blackout.
Although the personality exists, it looks like that thing can take over and block out memories. So that's maybe why he doesn't know it's inside him. Obviously, after what's happened and the blackouts, he's off duty for a long time. They must need to have quarantine and stuff, because, like I said, who knows what they're going to be picking up travelling through the Stargates on different planets. So, yeah, that's another odd thing.
Colonel Kennedy's job is to gather information, knowledge about our potential enemies.
I pledge my honor and my life to this world.
It doesn't work here. I'm sure he means that, and on his planet, that's probably a huge thing. But yeah, here, not going to cut it.
An understanding of the physics behind the Stargate? No.
He was just a soldier.
Permission to barge in, sir?
What can you tell me about the Goulds?
They rule by force. Their numbers were very few, but they are growing.
So the numbers were few. There weren't many of those aliens, but as we saw, they were getting more people and putting more of them in people, so their numbers are growing. And if that's happening in lots of different places, yeah, there's going to be more and more of them. Well, exponential growth, depends on how many of them there are.
But they have no need for peace. If they could kill you, they would.
They have spacecraft, right?
Such a journey would take many months, perhaps even years. There is a tale of a primitive world the Goa'uld discovered millennia ago. It is said the Goa'uld harvested among the primitives.
So that's us. In the film, we saw a ship arrive, I think it was 10,000 years ago. So they took early humans, sent a lot of them through the Stargate to use as slaves. So they originally came from Earth, and obviously then the slaves that were taken onto different planets grew and grew, and they would then move to other planets and grew and grew. So Earth is the patient zero, basically. All these different people, including him, are descendants of Earth, an offshoot of Earth, probably a better way of putting it. They were from here, and then they've been moved, so they're all human. Yeah, I think they're all human. Okay, that's interesting. So we have reached out to the stars already. But yeah, they could send ships. How would we be stuffed if they sent ships?
This world
Is the world you're talking about.
The galaxy is populated by the ancient peoples of Earth.
Yeah,
There could be millions by now.
then you are their greatest hope.
more than millions.
And mine.
We're not strong enough to take them on. We've been lucky so far. Looks like he's sharing quarters with somebody. Ah, that will be the doctor's corpse. At least he's quiet. It's good to have quiet neighbours. So it's wrapped around his spinal cord. Well, spine.
All right.
Yeah, might want to push the alarm.
Major?
Probably should have done that first. How does he know what to do? The voice is really cool. He's got a hostage now.
Don't shoot! Don't shoot, don't shoot.
They wouldn't, would they? They wouldn't shoot unless they've got a clear line of sight.
It's a Gould. Probably an infant.
They think that the reason it hasn't been able to take you over completely is it's not mature yet.
It's what's causing your blackouts.
Ah. So is that why his personality's still surviving? Because it's not a fully matured Gould. If it was, it would take him over completely, and then he would lose who he is. That kind of makes sense. So does that mean that Shara and Skara aren't there anymore? Don't know.
A sharp. I thought I wrenched my neck.
So he did feel something, he didn't know it was the alien.
You just tell me who you need to assist. Anyone in the world. I'll have them here within 24 hours.
Well, that's not good. It's the security, though, and they obviously don't want people to know about this. It's not good getting people from outside the military in to assist.
Kowalski's become infected with a Gould.
And you wish to see if I still carry the gold within me?
Yes.
Ah, they think it might be his escaped.
We intend to remove it before that happens.
It will kill the host if you try. Once it is one with the host, it is capable of killing him.
Why would it kill the host, loses its own body, basically. I get it's a big thing to threaten, but seems a bit odd.
If you leave this man's body, we will allow you to live and send you back through the Stargate in your natural form.
This body is mine.
I would find it hard to believe they would agree to that. If they're keeping Teal'c locked up, they would definitely keep this thing locked up and examine it and study it.
I know that many of you have served with Major Kowalski, so please forgive me if what I'm about to suggest appears in any way callous.
Oh, which means it will be.
Surgical removal of the parasite may be a mistake. What are Major Kowalski's chances of surviving the procedure?
So from the sounds of it, he wants to leave it in Kowalski so that he has a voice, I should think, so they can then again use him and pump him from knowledge and information and intelligence. Because if it's out of him, it's just that creature and they can't talk to it. Yeah, that does sound callous. But I understand why they want to do it.
10, 12% at most.
So, we're faced with destroying one life in the hopeless attempt to save another. You see the ethical dilemma.
No, I don't.
Well,
I don't think it's an ethical decision. It's a military intelligence decision. I don't think that's ethical. It's an alien that's tried to take over someone and cause them harm. They kind of lost their right to survival by doing that, really.
A Goa'uld is born with the knowledge of all Goa'ulds that came before it.
Genetic memory.
They're going to want that.
With respect, General, I feel I should take this to my superiors.
What? Me? I'll probably just call the president.
So, that colonel, I think he was, says he's going to speak to his superiors to get approval, which means it would just go up and up and up and up the chain, whereas the general has a direct line to the president. Mic drop. It is horrible what he's suggesting, but I'm not completely sure what his assignment is, what his role is. I think it was to find... he was in charge of collecting knowledge and information, I think, about the alien species. I understand why he would say what he's saying. He is looking at the bigger picture. They all know Kowalski and they can have personal feelings. He doesn't. He's just looking at it logically. And it is bad. He's not thinking about the person inside, but I do understand why. Yeah, the person that's the creatures inside, i.e. Kowalski. But I understand why he would do it. Doesn't mean I agree with it, but I understand it.
There's no communication at all between you and the symbiote?
A Jaffa does not communicate with the gold it carries.
So I hope he volunteered for that. I don't quite get how that works. So Teal'c doesn't talk and has... Well, no, the alien doesn't talk to Teal'c. It's just in him. I don't understand why there'd be a difference. Why doesn't it take him over and control him? I don't quite get that.
Give me your hand.
Careful, might not be him.
If you don't make it, can I have your stereo?
That dates the show a bit. God, I've got some medical bay, but they've still got soldiers there with the weapons ready.
If this doesn't work, I want you to give the order. I want to wake up as me or not at all.
You have my word, son.
That's a tough thing to ask, and a tough thing for the general to agree to. That's a tough decisions all around. I think I would, well, lying here at the moment, I think I'd make the same decision. Obviously, you don't know what you would do in that situation.
I'm making the first decision.
God, it's stressful enough doing that kind of operation with everyone watching you.
There are thin filaments extending up and into the brain. I'm going to sever them.
Ooh, that sounds like the worst part of the operation. And did the most damage.
How much longer?
Almost there.
He's not going to know. It'd be fair to him. No one has performed this kind of operation before. Give him a break.
I think we did it.
That should keep the scientists busy for a while. Looking at that thing.
Can you move your fingers? Congratulations, Major.
Can't be
You've
this
already
easy.
exceeded my...
See? Told you. Piece of cake.
He's so different to how he was in the film. But I do like the humour.
And I have my orders to return to Langley.
Don't let the door hit your ass.
Tilk, sir, I have his travel orders as well. Unfortunately, Tilk is now carrying the only living Gould available for study.
Yeah, I understand both their perspectives. The general's more thinking about his people and everything because he's working with them and they are the front line. They're the ones at risk. Whereas the other guy is, the colonel is, thinking about the whole human race basically, and investigating these aliens, trying to learn as much as he can. It's tough. I can see both sides.
Colonel Kennedy's probably gonna want to take it with him. So if you want to see it once before he...
Are you talking about that thing in my head?
Don't know if I'd want to or not. You've had this alien creature inside you, wrapped around your spine and cord and taking control of you. I probably would. I think I would want to see it. Dunno. Would you? Let me know in the comments below. I think I would.
I'd like a minute alone with Tilk before they ship him out.
I'd like a minute alone with my friend.
Oh, that's the first time I've seen him smile. Ah.
What they removed was merely a dead husk. I had already become one with the host.
So, the intelligence of the creature, of the alien, is inside its body. But when it becomes one with the host, that snake creature is irrelevant. It's kind of, his intelligence is now in Kowalski. He's completely taken over. He didn't need the body anymore. I think. I thought it was all too easy. Ooh! That's a horrible place to be hit. Across the neck.
What happened?
That doctor was very calm considering that the soldiers were on the ground and Teal'c was stood there. I mean, you might assume it was actually him who did it. The doctor didn't, but I don't know. You might. Other people might assume he'd done it.
It deceived us.
Why are they all letting him go?
Jaffa.
You shall not pass.
You cannot pass.
In the words of Gandalf. Ooh.
Shut it down!
Well, not with his head. Was his head in there? It was. Oh, it sliced off the back of his head. Oh, a bit of it still survived. It wasn't. It didn't need the whole body. Oh. And he gave the order.
My friend died on the table.
Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. It's the only way you can think about it, else it'll drive him mad. That's still horrible, though. Ugh. So his head was partly in the event horizon, I think it's how they refer to it, of the Stargate, and then they cut it off, which means it basically sliced off the back of his head, killing the body of Kowalski, and then that little bit of the alien fell out. So it didn't need the whole of the snake-like body to survive. A little bit of it had got into the brain, basically, and taken over.
The fact that he knew how to set the auto-destruct code proves that there's hope for Shara and Skara. Because only Kowalski could have known that code.
So something of the host must
Right.
survive.
Unless it just absorbs all the knowledge. It might absorb memories. Doesn't necessarily mean that personality survives.
Why don't you tell him yourself? I'm sure he'd like to hear it from you.
Yes, Mr. President.
I love the way he flexes his muscles.
Reporting as ordered.
It wouldn't happen. He would be shipped off somewhere for study. Even on the best case scenario, that I still don't think would be realistic, you would leave him there on the base to use as a consultant to all the other teams, because he has knowledge and things that could help everyone. You wouldn't put him on one team and send him out like this. It just wouldn't happen. I really enjoyed it. Really good episode. It's a shame they killed off Kowalski. It was quite a cool way of doing it, though. So we learnt a fair bit about the aliens. Although saying that, I can't think what I learnt now, but I used to think it all through. There were lots of little bits that we've learnt. So it is possible that the host survive. So Share and Skara could still be in there, and if they can find them and remove the alien from their body, they might come back. No guarantees though, so it could just be that the knowledge of the person survives. Not sure. He had his that's another thing. He had his his weapon with him. He wouldn't be allowed to take that either. They'd be studying that for years as well. It just doesn't all add up to me. But it was a really good episode. It followed on from the last ones quite nicely as well. So yeah. So the main aliens they stopped their attack because they were sending through bombs after bomb after bomb, we assume. And then I think Teal'c said that they would then maybe send soldiers in the future. So they have a little bit of breathing room by the sounds of things. But if they start going out, because I can't remember how many teams they said there were. Was it 9? 9 SG teams? If they start going out there, word's probably going to get out that there's these people travelling through the Stargates. So they'll know that they're still alive and the base, well, the gate hasn't been destroyed where they are. And, like I said, they could send ships. They've done it in the past. I don't know what weapons they have. They must have weapons on their ships. We have nothing that could stop them or stand up to them in any way. So that's not good. I really like their the iris shields they have. I love the way the effect of it popping up. It's a good idea as well. You definitely needed a shield like that. Looks really cool. I like it. So yeah, really enjoying it so far. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I shall see you for the next episode. Be seeing you.